All right, welcome to video 4 and our discussion of big lie number 2. You ready? All right, here it is. One day, you will finally win the wars that you've been fighting every day with one or more of the following: your thoughts, your feelings, your body, other people, your finances, and the world around you. Let's dig deep into this too. Every single day of your life, all day long, here's what happens. You're going about your business, and something happens, and you have thoughts about it. They just pop into your mind, what I call inner space. And if you look closely, and you're brutally honest about what you see, the thoughts just appear. You don't put them there. You don't choose them. You don't create them. You're just going about your business, and they pop. They just happen. And whatever the thought is, whatever it looks like, whatever shape it takes, it appears, it does whatever it does, it stays as long as it stays, and then it disappears. And the truth is, you don't know where it came from. You don't really know why it popped when it did, or why what popped. It all just happens, and we take it for granted. We don't dig deep to see what's really going on. Similarly, you're going about your business and something happens, and the next thing you know, you're feeling emotions. You're going about your business and the next thing you know, something happens and you're angry. You're frustrated. You wake up in the morning and you notice that you're depressed, or you're happy, or you're peaceful, or you're afraid, whatever it is. But same thing, we're going about our business, something happens in our life, and the next thing we know, we're having these feelings. If you look close, and you're brutally honest about what you see, you didn't choose the feelings. You didn't create the feelings. You don't really know, truth be told, where they come from. They just appear, and we become aware of them. Yes, you can verify all of this for yourself, by the way. Don't take my word for any of it. You're going about your business, and the next thing you know, your body does something. You have a headache. Your shoulder hurts. You eat a meal or something and your stomach starts to hurt. Something goes on with your body, whatever it is. And similarly, you're just going about your business and the body does something. You did not really create it. You didn't choose it. You didn't make it happen. It just happened and you became aware of it. Now, there may be a mind story. Oh, I hurt my shoulder because I worked out too hard or whatever else it is. But the reality is you were just going about your business, doing whatever you were doing, and then boom, something happened with your body and you became aware of it. And the same thing is true about your relationships with other people, what's going on in the world, everything that's happening to you. You're just going about your business and the next thing you know, boom, whammo, something happens and you become aware of it. And then all of these things that I just talked about, thoughts, feelings, sensations, other kinds of things, get linked to all of it. But we're just going about our business and all of this stuff happens. When all these things just happen, we then like some of them and it's okay. You know, it's fine with us to just experience whatever's going on in that moment. And other times we don't like it. And if we don't like what's just happening in all those kinds of areas of our lives, then we start to fight it. Then we start to find a way to change it, fix it, improve it, make it go away, make it smaller, whatever it is, depending on what's happening, right? These are what I call the unwinnable wars that we fight every day. And so we search for techniques, methods, practices, strategies, whatever it is, that when these kinds of thoughts come up, what can I do to make them go back down, make them go away, get quiet or whatever, right? To win that particular war, win that particular fight. This thought's up, I don't like it. I want to get rid of it. Or we're feeling something that we don't like. So then we want to have some sort of a technique, strategy, pill, whatever it is that we do to be able to make the bad feeling go away, feel better, whatever else it is. Fight, 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 fight. This is happening. I want to change it, right? Same thing with stuff going on with your body. Same thing with things happening with other people in the world. All these kinds of things that we're constantly fighting with, trying to make different every day. And so here's what happens. We're going about our business. These things appear. We don't know from where. We don't know why, if we're brutally honest, or the complete story, if we know some of it. And then we start these fights. And for the most part, there's exceptions to everything. The techniques that we try, the magic formulas that we try, as I talked about in an earlier video, whatever it is that we do to try to win the war, to try to stop whatever's happening or change it or make it go away or whatever, there isn't any technique that really works reliably and consistently, as we discussed. Sometimes they do, but let's imagine that we did have some magic something, that every time these kinds of thoughts that we don't like appeared, we could do this particular thing and they would go away. The same thing with feelings, sensations, stuff with the body, other people, the world, whatever. Imagine that we did in fact have a technique that could reliably and consistently change it, erase it, delete it, make it smaller, whatever. Even if we had that, and it doesn't exist, but even if we had that, then you're fighting every day, right? Because all this stuff keeps coming up. The thoughts keep happening. And again, you didn't choose them, you didn't create them, you didn't put them there, they just happen. They've got some deep level cause that you have nothing to do with and that you're not aware of, but they just keep coming up. And then once they're up, we fight with them. So even if you had a technique that would work, the fights never stop. That's why I call them unwinnable wars. Because these things just keep coming up every day, beyond our control. A process is at work that we don't understand and we don't have the ability to control. So when something's up, then we try to fight it. And I kept trying to do that for decades. Odds are that you've been doing that too, and it just doesn't work. You know that it doesn't work because you know that these unwinnable wars keep repeating in your life every single day to one degree or another, and maybe sometimes you're successful at changing something or making it go away, but the wars continue every single day. And one day it was like ice water had been thrown in my face, or something happened, and I thought to myself, wait a minute, what's happening here? I'm fighting these wars every single day and I lose almost all of them. It doesn't work to try to fight these things when they're up. I've got to find out what's the deep at the deepest level cause of all of this stuff. Why am I having the thoughts that I'm having? Why do some of them hurt so much or are so painful or difficult? What's really going on? What's really creating the thoughts that I have? And the same thing with emotions. I was drowning in negativity and I wasn't winning these wars up here. And so one day I thought, okay, I got to dig really deep. I got to figure out, why am I feeling the way that I am? And what's really going on? And why do some of these emotions that I feel seem so negative, so painful, so terrible, so awful? What's really going on? Not up here at the surface, not where I usually try to fight the wars, but at the deepest level. What's really causing the emotions that I'm feeling? And some of them to feel so bad, while others of them seem to feel really good. Dig deep, dig deep, dig deep. This is what kept happening. This was the mantra, you could say, that was appearing for me at the time. And the same thing with the body. And the same thing with things happening in my relationships. And the same thing happening with things happening in the world. What's really going on? What's really causing these things? Used to focus here. Let's go deeper, 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 deeper. Let's find out what's really going on, what's really causing these things, and find out how a change can be made there at the deepest causative level. And that's what stops the wars up here. The wars will never end if you just try to fight these things once they're up and they're appearing to be really negative. Those wars never end. And again, don't take my word for this. Look at your life. You know this is true. It happens every day, all day long. Fighting unwinnable wars, trying to find the magic way to win them. And what I discovered is there isn't any way to win them up here. But there is a way to go deeper, 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 deeper. Get down to this causative level. Find out what's really going on. See changes happen here so that the stuff that's so difficult stops coming up. That's what ends the war. That's what ends the unwinnable wars. You don't win them, but they stop. The really surprising and fascinating thing is, when you get down to the deepest level and changes are made there, as I've been discussing and I'll continue to discuss, and if you saw the movie Inception, you'll recognize the image here and the connection to what we're talking about here. First, you notice gigantic changes happening inside of you with your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences of your body, and your reactions to things that transform your experience of everything in your life. But it doesn't stop there inside of you. The inner changes that always come first are what opens the door to additional changes appearing outside of you that follow the inner changes. As part of you getting what you really want with money, career, relationships, lifestyle, or whatever else it might be for you uniquely. And that's the magic that I discovered, and the magic that I can help you discover too. How to stop fighting up here, get down to the deepest level, and really see and experience and know with a capital K the truth of it all, what's really causing all of that at the deepest level. Make changes there that ripple up and ripple out to change everything. To find out what big lie number 3 is and hear the brutally honest truth about it, continue on to video 5 by clicking the button below.